Hey, what is up guys? How you all doing? My name is Griefdrums and today we're going to be taking a look at the latest information that we've just received for the title update 2.1.1. So for those of you with a keen eye, you will probably recognise the fact that when Operation Health was first announced, we were told we were going to be getting two major updates during this time. We were going to get patch 2.1 and 2.2, and 2.1.1 was never really announced. However, halfway through, they've realised that they need to deploy a smaller patch in order to sort of free up resources and work on what they want to complete before Operation Health ends. So as a result, they're deploying this, patch 2.1.1. It's going to be arriving tomorrow on the 11th of July. And that is going to be across all platforms. That is not tied to PC or, it's not coming to PC first. It's instead going to be across all of the platforms at the same time. I don't think this is going to be reverting back to how it was. I think instead this is just going to be sort of a one-off kind of deal. We'll have to wait and see, but that certainly seems the way it's going to be. They're still going to be sticking with deploying to the technical test servers in the future, and then deploying to PC, and then following that consoles, as we know they're limited as to how frequently they can get it to console because they need to put it through Microsoft or Sony respectively. The main things that they're going to be focusing on for this particular patch are going to be the deployment of a few gameplay fixes and the alpha packs. The weird thing is though, is although this patch is updating and focusing on the alpha packs, it does state in there in italics, please note that alpha packs will not be available immediately following the deployment of 2.1.1. So I'm really puzzled with this. It almost seems like we're getting a half patch, if that makes any sense. We're getting some weird in between patch and we're not even getting all of it. I don't understand it at all. But anyway, Ubisoft does what Ubisoft does. So the alpha packs have been mentioned in there, and they're going to be designed in a way to get you free cosmetics. As everyone knows now, everyone's buzzing for these and looking forward to seeing them, and you get them just for playing the game. They are going to be arriving, however, in a staggered sort of release. So I don't think we're going to be getting every alpha pack available from the get-go. Instead, I think we're going to get a few of them available, and then it's going to slowly introduce more and more of them as we go on. It does mention in there that you'll be able to get things like the Black Ice skins, as well as legendary items that you'll only be able to get through alpha packs. I can understand why a lot of people are going to be happy about this, certainly to be able to unlock those Black Ice skins that are no longer available. It's pretty cool. But at the same time, for me, I kind of like the fact that if you weren't here back then, you don't get that skin. It's nice because those of us who have been playing the game for a really long time have something to show for it. But, unfortunately, it's going to be available to everyone. And, I'm pleased for the people that, now get to play with that and use that skin. But at the same time, I'm a little bit disheartened and upset about it. But that's just me being selfish more than anything. The blog itself does mention that they're going to be staggering the activation across every platform. So although the patch itself is coming to all the platforms, the alpha packs themselves I think are going to return to the PC first and then the consoles. An interesting point to note, this was sent to me by Michael, one of my subs. They're actually already on consoles. They're hidden away if you go onto the game in offline mode and go to the Ubisoft challenge area and hover over that. You can actually check out the alpha packs section, but it's not available yet. When this arrived, I really don't know because he spotted this. He messaged me yesterday or the day before. So the fact that they're already on there is pretty interesting. But they're going to be staggering these in a way to assist the most stable deployment. They really want to make sure that they work on PC before they come across to console. And I can't really complain. I mean, I've been playing more PC now, so I'm getting to try these out before they come across to the console. So it's interesting to see how it works between the two as well. To celebrate the launch though, everyone is going to be getting one free alpha pack when it launches on the platform. But there will be a blog sort of, FAQ with more information pertaining to these alpha packs next week. So I'll be hopefully providing you information as soon as I get some. So the next big thing to come out of this update, and probably the main bit of news in this update, is the fact that Hibana has apparently been fixed and the changes that have happened to her. What they've been doing is they've been working on recoding all of Hibana's Gadget, the X-Kairos launcher, and they're hoping to address some massive bugs. The main ones being the fact that the pellets don't explode sometimes, or they don't display properly when they're shot between two reinforced walls. They sort of all overlap each other. The other things that happened were you were able to trigger the Kairos pellets in midair, or you had lingering visual effects after detonation, so you'd still get orange glows and stuff like that, and they'd still remain on there. Without breaking down too much all of the complexities behind this, in a nutshell, the game has a lot of information to sort of comprehend and figure out. Obviously, every time you fire a single row of Hibana pellets, it fires 6 of them. Now, the game has to figure out where exactly Hibana is on the map, what she's doing, whether she's reloading the gun, firing it, whether she's got her Kairos launcher out, where the pellets are that she's deployed, and if some of those are muted or being destroyed by Bandit. There's so much information. That is all set on the host side, and then your computer or your console is the local area, and that has to figure out whether that is still the case. So if you look at a wall, you should see Bandit destroying it. So all of this stuff has to happen really, really quickly and figure it all out. And that's just, you know, the basic version of it. These are all classed as net objects, and no other operator has as many net objects as Hibana. So what the devs have done is they've moved a lot of this information to the host authority as opposed to local authority. There were a lot of potential conflicts between the two of these, and they've isolated it so that it doesn't go wrong as much and it doesn't go out of sync as much between the two. By doing this, they're hopefully going to reduce the amount of complications that result from like a desync between the host and the local authority. So it'll be interesting to see exactly how this plays out and if it does in fact solve all of the previous problems. So those of you with a keen eye are going to know that Kanal recently went through a bit of a spawn peak tweak. They adjusted the control room, and just behind the control desk, they changed it and covered up one of the windows so that you couldn't peek down onto the construction spawn. The devs have been listening to a lot of the feedback that they received from various communities, and they took all of this into consideration and instead decided to make a change to how this spawn location is handled. What they have done is they have reopened the window and they have allowed you to look out so you can still spawn peek, but instead they have added what appears to be like a cinder block, like a bit of cover. And this cover in turn means that you're going to be able to go up the stairs and behind the little building before you're actually seen by the looks of it. So this is it's just a load of blocks essentially, and you know, breeze blocks that have just been moved to the side of the crane. Why this wasn't implemented in the first place, I do not know. But the fact that they've listened to what the community have said is phenomenal. I'm sure the stats for defending the server room have, you know, plummeted. Every time I've played on server room, I know that everyone's been going up to those back windows with fuse, and it's very, very difficult to sort of control it. So it's really nice to see that, you know, they're not going to just stick by any changes that they make because they've made it. If it's not working as intended or they don't quite agree with it, they're happy to sort of tweak things again, and that's what I love about this game. They're continually tweaking it. The final change that's come in is going to be the coastline bar. I believe this is the blue bar. Some of the walls were not reacting to destruction properly, and as a result, they've gone through it and rebuilt the walls that are, you know, that have been impacted by this, and they've ensured that everything is working properly and it's replicated throughout the entire wall as opposed to just a small segment. I'll be honest, I've never come up against this problem. I've never witnessed it. But then again, if I ever play Coastline, I don't think anyone ever chooses the blue bar. So it's probably only encountered on casuals. So a little bit unexpected, this patch and this update, but, you know, a welcome one nonetheless. And I'll be really interested to see exactly how everything's working. And I'm curious to see the spawn peak changes. There's been quite a few little map changes that haven't really been mentioned that I'm really enjoying seeing and spotting as I'm going around the game. I may have to upload a video showing all of them because they haven't been broadcast. How many people noticed the giant chimneys on top of Bartlett University that weren't there before? I'm loving the changes, I really am. So what do you think of this patch? Do you think they've nailed it on the head? Are you happy with the spawn peak changes? Do you think Hibana's going to be fixed? And are you excited to see the alpha packs? Let me know down in the comments below. If you did enjoy the video, please consider hitting that thumbs up. If you don't already, make sure to subscribe and head on over to my Twitch channel because I'm going to be doing a lot more streaming over there in the near future. We're going to be doing some Rainbow Six, some PUBG, as well as other games. Myself and a few of my mates, we're all moving across to PC a little bit now for certainly other games like PUBG. I know it's coming to console soon, but we're looking forward to getting onto that. And I'm also going to be doing some work with some other YouTube content creators in the very near future, certainly over on Twitch. So make sure to come along and say hi and get involved. Until next time, guys, stay reckless and relentless.
So save me.